Howdy, brother. How you doing? First chatter. Welcome, welcome. That's my audio. Let me crank it up a little bit. Hold on. That should be better. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wish I could buy some merch, man, but you know, war. No, I get it. I get it. Sounds pretty good now, yeah? Yeah, I just got to keep my voice up a little bit. I'm going to scoot a little bit closer. Got this puppy right there. You guys don't hear any background audio in terms of, like, my air conditioning, right? Maybe a little bit. Lick my Gucci, radical left live. What's good, Eddie? I don't know if any of my mods are in here, but do not ban him. That's Ed. That's my boy. All right, you guys hear the music? All right, cool. Yeah, let's catch up on some of the news. I've been fucking busy all day. I haven't caught up on the news yet. Hi, Mr. Beans. Hi, Mama. Bubba. Fucking. I got the dog underneath me. I got the cat to my right. I think it's time to catch up on a little bit of the news. Let's see. From Reuters, we got... Oh, another fucking starship exploded. We'll cue that up. Let me really lower this a little bit. There we go. Trump wrapped up a crypto speech? Really? A speech on crypto. What the fuck is this? Look at that queued up. Howdy, everybody. Howdy. Welcome. The Crypto Summit. That sounds ridiculous. I can't fucking believe that's a goddamn thing. Get that queued up. Oh yeah, definitely want to see Fox's coverage a little bit. A little bit of CNN there. All right. Oh, hey, I caught you live. You did catch me live. Welcome. Your latest video is fantastic, friend. Thank you, Bear. I appreciate that. Am I lagging? I feel like I'm lagging. Am I lagging? Here and there. I wonder if it has to do with the bright-ass sun. I don't got no lights on in here right now. This is just the fucking sun. Anyway. House Minority Leader Jeffries calls Representative Ogles a fraud for suggesting to remove Dems from White House committees. Now, I don't know if you know anything about Representative Ogles. Let me also pause the music. There we go. So, I don't know if you guys know anything about Representative Ogles, but Andy Ogles is the, I think he's the representative from Tennessee, I believe. And he is the one who just wrote this new amendment, proposed this new amendment to the 22nd Amendment, which, prevents presidents from having more than 2 terms. Representative Andy Ogles is the one who presented this new amendment, which would allow Trump to run for a 3rd term. That is who Andy Ogles is. Let me crank up the mic just a little bit more. I'm going to keep it like that, and I want you to tell me if you hear the fan. Do you hear it? Are we good? All right. So let's see. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, these are all the Democrats who voted yes for Al Green's censure. Now, I don't know if you guys know about this. If you guys watched, any of you were here during the live coverage of Trump's joint address to Congress? Were any of you here for that? Because I did it. I watched it live. Anybody here? Representative Al Green from Texas decided he would stand up and he would talk some shit to Trump, and nobody else, no other Democrats decided to do that. They all just stood there with their weird fucking signs that said false. But regardless, Al Green has been censured, which essentially means that he is being condemned by his own party. And these are the people who have condemned him. These are your so-called Democrat representatives who are condemning him for standing up to Trump and using his fucking First Amendment right just to speak. Granted, none of us could even hear what the motherfucker had to say. We needed goddamn lip readers. But, let's see. Fuck you. You fucking pieces of shit. God, I hate Fox. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you fiend my people into an ad? How fucking dare you? Disrespectful, if I'd ever say so myself. Disrespectful. How dare you? All right, here we go. Let's see Fox's coverage. My bad. You guys probably can't hear it, right? Super low. You're right. My bad, guys. My bad. I totally forgot that I had it low from the music earlier. We're going to restart. I apologize.
The House has censured Texas Democrat Al Green over his disruption
How's
during
that?
President Trump's address to Congress Tuesday.
My bad.
Several Democrats voted with Republicans to censure Green, but many others participated in a demonstration during that House session. Senior national correspondent Aisha Hasni shows us from Capitol Hill.
The House will come.
Also, guys, I want to thank you for bearing with me during this journey. I know we have 60,000 followers, 60,000 subscribers, but I don't know shit about fuck, and we're figuring it out together.
To order, clear the well, please. Clear the well.
Chaos on the House floor. Democrats disrupting the censuring of Congressman Al Green, who disrupted the president's speech Tuesday night. As House Speaker Mike Johnson read aloud the condemnation, a group of Democrats started singing "We Shall Overcome."
Wait.
Mike Johnson read aloud the condemnation
What did he say?
of Congressman Al Green, who disrupted the president's speech Tuesday night.
He has no mandate of government?
As House Speaker Mike Johnson read aloud the condemnation, a group of Democrats started singing "We Shall Overcome."
What's it? I just wanted to let him keep. Just say it. What do you say?
Republicans shouted back, kicked them out.
What did they say?
Democrats singing, "We shall overcome."
What's it?
They sang "We Shall Overcome." Yo, if you've been through a gay experience, can you call something gay? You can do that, right? I've had a gay experience. You know, everybody's been to college. That's gay as fuck. Cancel me. Cancel me. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's your... We shall overcome. We shall overcome. That's insane.
Republicans shouted back, kicked them out. Democrat leader Hakeem Jeffries blasting the GOP.
Everything they do
I fucking hate Hakeem Jeffries.
Is a big, massive distraction.
Still, 10 House Democrats voted with Republicans to censure Green.
This is important. Let me go back to that for a second. How do I rewind?
Including Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp
You gonna let me rewind,
from a swing district, explaining on X, censure Green.
So these are the... I love how they don't let me pause it. You son of a bitch. These are
Including
the Democrats who are voting against your interests. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Luigi. Okay, how do I go back to the big screen? Like that.
Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp Perez from a swing district explaining on X, Congress should respect the co-equal office of the presidency and stop with the theatrics at these events.
The party is in disarray, so they debase themselves by showing up on the House floor and acting like children. It's sad.
Democrats
He's not
are
wrong,
unified
bro.
against...
Listen, man, I ain't no lib. Am I lagging a lot? Again, this fucking sucks. I ain't no lib. And I can admit when the fucking Democrats are making mistakes, and they were acting like fucking children with those signs. That was the most pathetic excuse of, like, I don't know, resistance, if you could even call it resistance. It was pathetic.
Elon Musk and Doge dunking on Republicans for nixing in-person town halls amid complaints over federal layoffs. Republicans
I don't know
say
if you guys heard
Democrats
about
are
this.
paying activists.
Republicans are claiming that Democrats are paying professional activists to, like, go to these Republican town halls and harass the local governors and shit, like the local mayors and the local representatives. And it's like the most pathetic lie, man. And because of that, the Republicans have been told to stop doing town halls, stop meeting with your constituents, stop letting them ask you questions because you guys are looking bad on camera. And their excuse is that there's fucking professional activists being paid. This is the same fucking thing that they did with, like, January 6th and BLM and any sort of riot. They're always like, oh, well, they're actually embedded agents, you know? Fucking ridiculous.
Reports Musk told the House GOP conference Wednesday night that Doge, quote, can't bat 1,000 all the time, but that he'll try to fix any errors.
Should Congress have a vote on this? Should Congress have a vote on this?
As for his biggest critics, like Senator Alyssa Slotkin, who called him out by name during Tuesday's Democratic rebuttal. What do you want to say to Alyssa Slotkin? She called you out by name.
I don't understand.
And Shannon, that censure resolution wasn't good enough for all House Republicans. The House Freedom Caucus is now pushing for a resolution to strip Congressman Green of all of his committees. And Congressman Andy Ogles taking it further, saying that he'll do the same thing for all those Democrats that were creating.
This is fucking boring. We ain't gonna cover this. How the fuck do you get out of here?
Chaos on the House floor today. Shannon.
All right, Aisha, we know you'll keep us updated from Capitol Hill. Thank you very much.
All right. See that Elon and Ben Shapiro are saying that they want Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin? Jesus Christ. I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking did. Alright, what do we got here? I hate that giant fucking ad, bro. I hate this ginormous fucking ad. Fuck you, CNN. Why are you trying to make New York a communist hellhole? Bro, I ain't a communist. What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not a communist. SpaceX's Starship explodes in space. Again, mind you, which Musk calls a minor setback. Alright, this I'll probably make a video on once I cover it a little bit. March 6th. SpaceX's massive Starship spacecraft exploded in space on Thursday, minutes after lifting off from Texas, prompting the FAA to halt air traffic in parts of Florida in the second straight failure this year for Elon Musk's Mars rocket program. Yeah, he does keep on fucking up. I tell you that much. I think one of them blew up in right over Turks and Caicos recently, yeah? Like 3 or 4 weeks ago? No, 5 weeks ago. I believe. The failure of the 8th Starship test comes just over a month after the 7th also ended in an explosive failure. Oh, so it was just a month ago. Yeah. The back-to-back mishaps occurred in early mission phases that SpaceX has easily surpassed previously, a setback for a program Musk had sought to speed up this year. Now, I wouldn't say that's coincidental with like the creation of Doge and the splitting of his attention and his funds. I bet you he's been, reallocating funds away from SpaceX into other things. What are you doing, Luigi? What are you doing? I don't know what she's doing. The 403-foot rocket system is central to Musk's plan to send humans to Mars as soon as the turn of the decade. Musk called Thursday's explosion a minor setback on Friday. Quote, "Progress is measured in time. The next ship will be ready in 4 to 6 weeks," Musk said on X, responding to another user on his social media platform. Yeah, by the way, if you're curious why Doge and the government are slashing the FAA, this is why. This is another example. The FAA briefly issued ground stops at the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando airports because of space-launched debris and said it had opened a mishap investigation into the incident. They already opened up an investigation into the last incident, and then, coincidentally, the FAA started to lose its funding. Hundreds of the top employees were fired, top officials. I mean, I think more than half of the air traffic towers in our nation don't have enough air traffic controllers. Guys, we're not going back to the whole to the whole George Floyd conversation. That man was convicted. It's not up to you. He was convicted, like in a court of law. It's not up to you or I. Neither of us are judges. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? He should be pardoned, though. Listen, man, I disagree. But the thing is, my opinion and your opinion do not fucking matter. There's only one man in this nation who can pardon somebody for a crime like that. That is Donald Trump. I disagree with you. If you want to be public about that, go ahead and advocate for that. I'm not. I think that's fucking crazy. But go ahead, have your fucking opinion. It's not up to me. It's not up to you. Can we at least agree there? Ed is judge, jury, executioner. I think I'm lagging a lot, ain't I? Skipped frames. I think it is the light. Give me a second. All right. I think that'll fix the lag. Oh, not anymore. You were lagging a lot before. Yeah, it was the sunlight, I think. Trump is making Trump is making Europe double their spending. He's doing what he said. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's look that up. What? Double their spending on what? On NATO? On NATO? Are you talking about on NATO? When did you, where'd you hear this? You talking about like the EU? Where are you hearing this information? It said in the AI overview just then. What? According to recent reports, European NATO members have significantly increased their defense spending, effectively doubling their investment in NATO compared to previous years, with many countries now reaching the target spending 2% of their GDP on defense. A goal set in 2014, this increase is largely attributed to concerns regarding regional instability and Russia's actions in Ukraine. Yeah, you're right, brother. Trump is doing exactly what he said. He's getting NATO to increase their defense budget because Russia is just encroaching closer and closer in their territory, and nobody's punishing Russia. Yeah, it seems like you're right. It seems like you are right. Whoopsie-bo-boopsie. Like, that's crazy, dude. Do you see nothing wrong with that? Russian aggression, bro. Look at this. This surge in spending is partly driven by concerns about Russian aggression, particularly following the annexation of Crimea. Come on, man. Right, do I have to explain this to you? I feel like I don't. I feel like you get it, right? Because One Piece Ghost, listen, brother, you come a lot. You're here all the time. You're a frequent chatter. I don't know if you're a fan or a hater or a troll, but you're here all the time, man. I looked it up. We're looking at it together. Don't you agree that that's kind of they're increasing their defense budget out of fear? It's not like a deal that they made with Trump. Trump didn't say, "Hey, let's make a good deal. You increase your defense budget." No. Trump made a fucking deal with Putin. It said, I'm gonna fucking yell at Zelensky in the Oval Office. JD's gonna beg him to thank me. You know, it's gonna be fucking crazy, and then you can just do whatever the fuck you want. Ugh. All right, back to the Starship. There's a picture of it falling. Crazy. Crazy. All right. I'm trying to think of what I'm going to make a video about tonight. I love watching libs cry. Yeah, brother. Fucking sobbing right now. The Europeans didn't fear Russian oil when it was for sale during sanction time. I don't know what the fuck that means. Oh, my brother's calling me. Yo, I'm live right now. What's up?
Oh, okay. All good. No worries. I just wanted to call and say hello. Are you making a video?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right. Very good.
All right. Love you. Bye. I'm not pro-Trump, nor do I agree with any of this stuff with the EU or NATO. But I really hope this backfires in his face and Europe becomes its own power. A united Europe is better. Well, yeah, I mean, a united Europe would be fantastic. But that's not what they want. That's not what Elon wants. You saw Elon go and give a speech at the AFD. You know what he told him? He said multiculturalism will bring about the death of Germany. That's what he told him. He said Germany should be for Germans. What was Zelensky doing a week before he became president? Stand-up comedy. Nice. That's a pretty good promotion, I'd say. That's a pretty good promotion. If that's even true. He's talking to his boyfriend. Brother, have you never heard of a sibling? Do you not know what his sibling is? What's wrong with you that you want it to be Saudi Arabia? Okay, yeah, no, you're a troll. You're trolling. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? You want it to be Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. What the fuck? What? By the way, you can get this mug and other merch at thevalentivideos.myshopify.com. Link is in the description. Talking about Germany. What's wrong with it being German? Oh, what's wrong with that? You want it to be like Saudi Arabia. Oh, I see. Okay, so... yeah, no. All I'm saying is that, like, in America, what makes us strong is our multiculturalism. The reason why America is such a powerhouse is because of the amount of people that came to America. We have a population of 365 fucking million people, right? It's not like 365 million of us are all white Europeans. The reason why America is so strong is because we accept different cultures. Specifically, I'm from New York, bro. The reason why New York is so fucking amazing, it's like the number one source of GDP for the entire nation, is because it's a multicultural hub. 10 to 14 million people come into the city every day from all across the world, from, you know, Japan and China, to do business, bro, to do business for money. If you're a capitalist, you should support multiculturalism, because that's more people, that's more money, that's more investments, that's more opportunities, that's more innovation. Like, am I wrong? When you limit things to just one culture, you're not going to innovate, you're not going to progress. Am I wrong? I feel like this is just common sense, at least in my fucking head. You know? Have you seen all the attacks on the Christmas market? Okay, so you're just going to disregard everything I said. There's just no point in arguing with conservatives. It's insane. You say something and they just go, fuck that. How about this? Then you say something and they go, fuck that. How about this? Anytime you respond to anything they say, they just bring something else up. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, let's read some more news. What do we got? Trump, despite sanction threats, says it's easier to deal with Russia than Ukraine. Who's surprised by this? President Donald Trump said Friday that he continues to believe that Russian President Vladimir Putin wants peace, that he is finding it more difficult, frankly, to deal with Ukraine. His comments to reporters in the Oval Office came after Russia carried out a major missile attack against Ukraine, while U.S. intelligence sharing that normally helps Ukraine repel Russian forces was paused. Trump, who threatened to impose sanctions on Russia in response to the attack, said he had sent Russia a very strong statement. Can't do that! But he softened his tone during the Oval Office appearance. Meanwhile, Trump is scheduled to address a White House cryptocurrency summit, elevating an industry he promised to aid during his campaign. Trump used to support diversity and mentions it in his book, but now all of a sudden he's against it. He has no brain. No, he has a brain. He's trying to appeal to conservative voters. He can't do both. I'm not saying don't accept other people, but they do it too much. It causes a housing crisis too. That's what the AFD wanted to do. No, that is not what the AFD wanted to do. When it comes to fixing a housing crisis, because like we have a housing crisis in New York, right? There's a couple different solutions. You could round up and deport all of the undocumented immigrants, or you can actually create more housing and you could stop the billionaires from buying entire skyscrapers and preventing anybody from living in them. There are regulations that you can put in place to actually make the cities better, right? And when you, at least in the United States, undocumented immigrants have pathways to citizenship, right? I don't know if what you're talking about are undocumented immigrants in Germany, but here in America, usually the problem is undocumented immigrants. But the thing is, they can become citizens, right? If you just round them all up and deport them, those are all tax-paying citizens. They participate in paying taxes. They have sales tax on everything. Undocumented immigrants actually pay, let me see how much they pay in taxes each year. It's fucking insane. And they don't get to benefit from any of the programs. Yeah, here. Undocumented immigrants paid 96.7... Oh, let me move this over. There we go. Undocumented immigrants paid $96.7 billion in federal, state, and local taxes in 2022. Okay? And they don't get to benefit from any of the benefits, you know, like welfare, Social Security, disability. They don't get none of that shit. Thousands of people come to your country. You can't build homes that fast. That's where you're mistaken, brother. You have been fooled by the wealthy to think that there is not enough land and there is not enough houses. There is enough houses. That shit exists. It's just bought. It's just owned by conglomerations. They own fucking thousands of acres of land. Let me pull this up for you. Let me explain something to you. Look at this. The Empire State Building was built in 1 year and 45 days. Okay? This motherfucker was built in 1 year and 45 days. Okay? Stop just like accepting the lies that your fucking wealthy overlords are telling you, okay? You have homes, you have land. I ain't gonna look it up, David, not on stream, but I believe you. I believe that is probably some bullshit that they're spreading. Sounds about right. China owns 380,000 acres of U.S. farmland. That can't be right. That can't be right. That cannot be right. You're right. What the fuck? That is fucking insane. And they have the audacity to call this a housing crisis. They have the audacity to call this a housing crisis, brother. It's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. All right, let's keep going with the news. What is this? Is crypto summit? Oh, Jesus Christ. Guaranteed an ad off the rip here.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Great honor to have you. I know you've all been working very hard and very successfully. And it's a wonderful place, the White House. I want to begin. Is Johnny here from World Cup? I want to thank you for the selection. And they just had a presentation in the Oval Office, and I thought this was such a beautiful, this is the trophy. This is a big deal. The World Cup is the biggest sporting event, and Johnny Infantino is my friend for a long time, and during my first term, we worked out a deal to get the World Cup, and then because of lots of interesting things that happened, I ended up being president when it showed up. I was always disappointed. I wasn't going to make it. I was going to serve 8 straight. Instead, we did it the hard way, but maybe the more important way. So I will be with you as president, Johnny. So maybe you could just say a few words and show how beautiful the World Cup trophy is. Thank you. Yeah, sure, please. Yeah. The famous key. That's a great key.
The best key.
Well, you go ahead. I trust you.
Ooh, that thing is sexy.
Trophy of a new competition called the FIFA World Cup. The 32 best clubs in the world with the absolutely best players in the world.
That's a sick trophy.
This competition takes place in the United States. Opening game on the 14th of June.
Right.
Obviously in Miami. Final on the 13th of July this year in New York, New Jersey.
So,
but it's not that. The trophy is special.
Let me pause this. How do you fucking pause this shit?
It's a key. And because...
no thanks.
As you can see.
So, real quick, guys, just so you understand, the reason why Trump wants the FIFA World Cup here is because when your nation hosts the FIFA World Cup, you make billions of dollars, sometimes tens of billions of dollars. It's a huge boost to the economy. Problem is, the only way that is successful, you guys ain't gonna like this, you fucking Trump supporters, is if you welcome fucking millions of people from across the planet. You gotta like random fucking people. Fucking just millions of them. Come on in. We're having a party. What do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about that? Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. I mean, I think that's hilariously ironic. I think that's so fucking funny. Okay, let's keep watching a little bit of it.
See if I manage to do that.
Ooh! Ooh!
It's a bit tricky. It's
that guy came running in. He was like, "You're gonna fucking break it."
This is a trophy. It is a trophy which represents, and that's why I think it's interesting to show this trophy exactly in this forum, because it represents the past, but it's also projected to the future. There is no other sports trophy which looks like that. It has engraved the history
hold
of
on
the
a
game.
minute. Trump is not a short man, right? What the fuck is up with his chair? He's not a short man, is he? He's not a short dude. Why is he so fucking... Why is he the smallest one there? Look at him, he looks like a baby. Come on, am I wrong?
Soccer or football as we call it. The participating teams of the first edition. The stadiums, beautiful stadiums in 11 cities in the United States of America where this competition will take place. So at the same time, past, present, and projected to the future. And if I may, President, say another 2 words, and then I let you work. I would like to congratulate the President and the administration for not only for the World Cup, the Club World Cup, the World Cup, and the great work done, but also for this initiative that you are speaking about here. If I may.
To the chatter, somebody said, "Do you think the United States should stay as the world's policeman and global force, or do what Trump is doing and isolate the United States?" I think that there is a happy medium. And what that medium is using our tax dollars to create social programs that benefit us, the people, and also enough money to protect our allies and also to work alongside of them. Now, protecting our allies does not simply mean militarily. If you think about insanely lethal diseases like Ebola, right? Ebola is not really a problem in the United States, but it is a problem in other nations. And it could become a problem in the United States if nobody keeps an eye on Ebola. So when Ebola starts to rise in incredibly poor nations, you know, like some of these African nations, if Ebola is on the rise and they don't have the ability to handle the problem, and we say, well, fuck you, it's your problem, that means that in a matter of time, it is going to become our problem because some things spread, like disease, right? So if you have a nation like the United States that makes an incredible amount of money, an unbelievable amount of money, and other nations, the European nations, it is in your own best interest to provide money to squash the spread of these diseases, whether that be through vaccination programs or water purification programs, right? And this is something that Jimmy Carter did with guinea worm. Guinea worm is this disgusting disease where you get covered in like these blisters that have worms in them, and you get it from tainted water. And I think there were like millions of cases when he was the president, and now there's like 16 cases worldwide because of the Carter program. He spent fucking billions of dollars to do that. So I think it's good. And it establishes a good relationship. I agree, and I think Trump using Jordan's education as a bargaining chip is a disgrace. And he will get what he wants in the short term. But he has destroyed 80 years of U.S. diplomacy. I don't know what you mean by Jordan. No country is ever going to trust the United States as much as they have done recently ever again. Oh yeah, absolutely. You're correct. Hey, I'm not even American, but I'm loving your takes. Well, I think this applies to any nation, any first world nation that makes a heinous amount of money. And especially if you have a large population, because then you really do not want deadly diseases spreading, right? Yeah, I don't know why Trump looks so short. He's 6'3"? That's crazy. What's up? I'm just here. Missed the first few after the UN video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I've seen the Trump Gaza video. A new one? Is there a new one?
Add something in this respect. I'm not an expert at all, but FIFA, as you know, is a brand which is globally known, a very strong brand. The soccer economy in the world is worth around 270 billion a year. 70% of that, Mr. President, is...
Just so you guys know, FIFA is one of the most corrupt organizations known to man. That's not even a secret. Doesn't matter whether you're Republican or Democrat. FIFA has been corrupt as fuck since their inception. Just embezzling billions of dollars. Like, my boy Ed, I think he's in the chat. Ed is a huge soccer guy, loves soccer, probably loves FIFA. And I'm pretty sure even Ed would be like, yeah, no, they're not the best.
In Europe. So imagine the potential that there is around the world only in soccer if we develop it. And so FIFA is very, very interested under my presidency.
There he is. There's Ed.
FIFA coin to do it from here, from America, and to conquer the 5 billion soccer fans in the world. So if there is anyone here who is interested to team up with FIFA, here we are together with the United States of America, and we will conquer the world of soccer with the FIFA coin. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That coin, that's right. That coin may be worth more than FIFA in the end. It could be quite a coin, actually. Huh? Anyway, thank you, Johnny. Great job. I just thought you should see this trophy because it's really, it's the biggest sporting event in the world, and we have it here. And we appreciate being selected. Thank you very much, Johnny. You do a fantastic job. And welcome to the first ever White House Digital Assets Summit.
Okay.
I know that...
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Real quick, I'm just going to start a video so I can post it later for Valenti VOD. We're going to film it live. All right? Fuck it, we'll do it live. My hair is knotted and stuck in my hair tie. I hate when this fucking happens. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay. You need to pull up the Bill O'Brien vid so we could see it live. I think it's over. What do you mean? Ain't it over, Ed? Oh, Bill O'Reilly, you son of a bitch. Okay, hold on. I'm pulling it up anyway. I'm already halfway there.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Oh, God, that's so fucking funny. I fucking love that clip. What is this?
Mr. President, since you last spoke about it yesterday, some details have come out about your cabinet meeting with Elon Musk and some clashes potentially between Secretary Rubio and Secretary...
No clash. I was there. You're just a troublemaker. And you're not supposed to be asking that question because we're talking about the World Cup. Elon gets along great with Marco, and they're both doing a fantastic job. There is no clash.
Mr. President, bottom line...
Who are you with? Who are you with?
NBC.
Oh, no wonder. That's enough. NBC.
Who has more authority, Elon Musk or your cabinet secretary?
Any other questions about the World Cup?
Strange. Very strange.
Mr. President, since you last spoke...
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
On the cabinet meeting, sir, just on the cabinet meeting, you said Musk will play an advisory role. Doge will play...
We're talking about FIFA. Thank you very much.
Sounds like you, Ed.
And they're both great guys. And by the way, they both get along fantastically well. Marco has done unbelievably as Secretary of State. And Elon is a very unique guy who's done a fantastic job.
Do you think he needs to be reined in, Mr.
Enough.
President?
Enough. It's FIFA. Is this a FIFA question?
How do you see the World Cup playing out with the tensions you have with...
Oh. Trump wants us to cover FIFA. He wants us to cover FIFA.
Fantastic job. And welcome to the first ever White House Digital Assets Summit. I know that many of you have been fighting for years.
Yes, I think Trump will get both Greenland and Panama.
For this, and it's an honor to be with you at the White House. I want to thank the White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs, Treasury Secretary. This is David right here, in case you don't know. You know David. And a man who's doing a great job as Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, who's right here. Scott, thank you very much. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, wherever you may be, Howard. Hi, Howard. He's doing some interesting work right now with all that's going on. He's right in the middle of it and doing a great job. Thank you. SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler. And thank you. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce. I want to thank Marco Rubio, Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Law and various other forms of law. And
I don't give a fuck about this. What the fuck is going on with Elon and Marco Rubio? What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Secretary of State Marco Rubio clashed with tech billionaire and close Trump advisor Elon Musk during a contentious cabinet meeting hosted by President Trump. Musk, the world's richest person who helmed 6 major companies, tore into Rubio, scolding the former senator for not firing much of the workforce at the State Department and that he is only good on TV. Is any of this on video? I hope so. But barely for anything else, the New York Times reported Friday, citing interviews with 5 people with knowledge of the events. Rubio privately has been furious with Musk for some time, particularly after the Department of Government Efficiency set its sights on shuttering the U.S. Agency for International Development, the agency that administers billions of dollars for security, humanitarian aid, and development, and assisting more than 100 countries. All right, I got an idea. I've got an idea. Yeah, we're going to make a video. How's that? Another one's about to blow up.
Early 1990s, Ukraine was left with the world's third largest stockpile of tactical nuclear weapons and strategic nuclear weapons on the planet. But they signed this agreement with the United States, the United Kingdom, and Russia that basically said, if you give up your nuclear weapons, we, these three countries that signed to this, will provide for your defense and assure you of your defense. And so Ukraine did that. They gave up these weapons. Well, now, this was signed in 1994, 20 years later, one of the three countries that signed that agreement hasn't just not provided for their defense, they actually invaded them. And I want to make a point on this for a second. Think about if you're one of these other countries around the world right now that feels threatened by your neighbors. And the United States and the rest of the world are going to you and saying, listen, don't develop nuclear weapons. Don't develop nuclear weapons, South Korea. Don't develop nuclear weapons, Japan. Don't develop nuclear weapons, Saudi Arabia. We will protect you. We will watch out for you. What kind of lesson do you think this instance sends to them? I think the message this is sending to many nations around the world is perhaps we can no longer count on the security promises made by the free world. Perhaps we need to start looking out for ourselves. And that's why the Ukrainian situation is so much more important than simply what's happening in Europe. This has implications around the world.
So that was back when Marco Rubio still had a spine, I guess. And now, let's pull up Marco Rubio sitting like a little cuck boy. What a fucking bastard.
What are you thinking?
I think President Trump is very upset at President Zelensky, and in some cases, and rightfully so. Look, number one, Joe Biden had frustrations with Zelensky. People shouldn't forget it. There are newspaper articles out there about how he cursed at him in a phone call because Zelensky, instead of saying thank you for all your help, is immediately out there messaging what we're not doing or what he's not getting. I think the second thing is, frankly, I was personally very upset because we had a conversation with President Zelensky, the Vice President and I, the three of us. And we discussed this issue about the mineral rights. And we explained to them, look, we want to be in a joint venture with you, not because we're trying to steal from your country, but because we think that's actually a security guarantee. If we're your partner in an important economic endeavor, we get to get paid back some of the money the taxpayers have given, close to $200 billion. And it also, now we have a vested interest in the security of Ukraine. And he said, sure, we want to do this deal. It makes all the sense in the world. The only thing is I need to run it through my legislative process. They have to approve it. I read 2 days later that Zelensky's out there saying, I rejected the deal. I told him, no way, that we're not doing that. Well, that's not what happened in that meeting. So you start to get upset by somebody. We're trying to help these guys. One of the points the president made in his messaging is, it's not that we don't care about Ukraine, but Ukraine is on another continent. You know, it doesn't directly impact the daily lives of Americans. We care about it because it has implications for our allies and ultimately for the world. There should be some level of gratitude here about this. And when you don't see it and you see him out there accusing the president of living in a world of disinformation, that's very counterproductive. And I don't need to explain to you or anybody else, President Trump's not the kind of person that's going to sit there and take that. He's very transparent. He's going to tell you exactly how he feels. And he sent a message that he's not going to get gamed here. He's willing to work on peace because he cares about Ukraine. And he hopes Zelensky will be a partner in that. and not someone who's out there putting the sort of counter messaging to try to, hustle us in that regard. That's not going to be productive here.
Okay, that's what we'll cover. I think Russia attacked Ukraine again. Yeah. All right, now we've got a video. Okay. All right, let me go get water, and then we're going to make this video. God damn it. What the fuck is going on? All right. Let's make a video. Excuse me. Big burp there. Okay. Okay. What? Maybe Valenti can answer? Valenti can answer what? If we defend Ukraine to send a message to our allies that we will defend them too. But why are we supporting Israel? Israel is the largest United States military base, and it is strategically placed smack dab in the Middle East, which we like to refer to as the sandbox. It is our favorite place to test our new toys, also known as military weaponry, because the American government does not view brown people as people, right? So the Middle East is scattered full of all different sorts of Middle Eastern people that we can just test our weapons on through Israel, so they don't have to wave the American flag. Does that explain it? Does that clarify? If you ever went to Israel, you would think you were just in America, but everyone is speaking Hebrew. There's a reason why Americans go there all the time. Anyway, let's make a video. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Valenti VOD. I'm your host, Chris Valenti, and it looks like we've got some clashes. The girls are fighting, ladies, between... Oh, no, let's start that again, because I'm a stupid bastard. I'm a stupid bastard. I hate you. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Valenti VOD, and it looks like the girls are fighting. According to inside sources, there was an explosive meeting between Elon Musk and Marco Rubio, mainly because Marco Rubio is apparently not firing enough people in the State Department, because Elon Musk, the real president of the United States, or as I like to refer to him, the Führer, he has been demanding that thousands and thousands of federal employees get their jobs cut, and that we slash Social Security and Medicaid and SNAP benefits and the CFPB and the anti-scam police and the FAA and USAID. Meanwhile, he's making over $15 billion in, federal government contracts. So before we get started looking into this explosive meeting between Elon and Rubio, I want to remind you to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, donate $7,000 to the channel. If you look down below, there's going to be some merch. There's also going to be a 20% off discount for the Vantage subscription on Ground News, which is what I use to filter through all the bullshit and find the right news articles. So anyway, without further ado, let's dive right in, ladies and gentlemen. So right here, we've got inside the explosive meeting where Trump officials clashed with Elon Musk. Simmering anger at the billionaire's unchecked power spilled out in a remarkable cabinet room meeting. The president quickly moved to rein in Mr. Musk. Look at that fucking lizard. Marco Rubio was incensed. Here he was in the cabinet room of the White House, the Secretary of State, seated beside the president and listening to a litany of attacks from the richest man in the world. Seated diagonally opposite, across the elliptical mahogany table, Elon Musk was letting Marco Rubio have it, accusing him of failing to slash his staff. "You have fired nobody," Mr. Musk told Mr. Rubio, then scornfully added that perhaps the only person he had fired was a staff member from Mr. Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. Mr. Rubio had been privately furious with Mr. Musk for weeks, ever since his team effectively shuttered an entire agency that was supposedly under Mr. Rubio's control, the United States Agency for International Development. But in the extraordinary cabinet meeting on Thursday, in front of President Trump and around 20 others, details of which have not been reported before, Mr. Rubio got his grievances off his chest. Mr. Musk was not being truthful, Mr. Rubio said. What do we got here? We got a racist and an anti-Semite in the chat? Oh no. Unfortunately, we're going to have to kick you out. Sorry, little guy. Sorry, little buddy. Unbelievable. See, this is the problem with conservatives. This is the problem with conservatives. They're only capable of thinking with emotion. It's unbelievable. That's so unfortunate. That's probably a grown man with children, too. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn off chat in the video. Because I can't have that. All right. No more chat in the video. Let's start fresh. High CPU usage. Why is it so high? Hold on. Yeah, very high CPU usage. There we go. All right, we're going to start fresh on this. What is up, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs? Welcome to another episode of Valenti VOD. It looks like the girls are fighting. We've got clashes between Elon Musk and Marco Rubio in the White House, mainly because Marco Rubio, who is a spineless fucking rat, is barely trying to cling on to the only speckle of dignity that he still has left. And Elon Musk is demanding that he fires thousands of federal employees, and also don't forget that Elon Musk has dismantled the Department of International Affairs, I believe. Is that what it's called? The Department of International Affairs. Where is it? What's it called? Should have memorized that before I started. International Development. When you hear the word Clash, you think of Clash Royale? Yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people do. What is up, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs? Welcome to another episode of the Valenti VOD. It looks like the girls are fighting major clashes between Marco Rubio and Elon Musk in the White House because because Marco Rubio just won't follow Elon Musk's orders, and Elon Musk is the Führer, right? So Elon Musk is demanding that Marco Rubio fires like thousands of people, federal government employees within the State Department, and he's not fucking doing it. And now it looks like the girls are fighting, and the New York Times has some inside sources, and we're going to cover a little bit of it. But before we do, I want to remind you to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, donate $7,000 to the channel, and get some of the merch from down below. You can get these beautiful Volentiverse mugs. You can also get hoodies and tank tops and t-shirts and all that jazz. We also have a... Excuse me. We also have a 20% off link to Ground News in the description if you're interested in that. That's how I parse through the bullshit and I come to my own conclusions. But without further ado, let's dive right into the story here, all right? Inside the explosive meeting where Trump officials clashed with Elon Musk, simmering anger at the billionaire's unchecked powers spilled out in a remarkable cabinet room meeting. The president quickly moved into reign, Mr. Musk. Look at that little fucking reptile. Marco Rubio was incensed. Here he was in the cabinet room of the White House, the Secretary of State, seated beside the president and listening to a litany of attacks from the richest man in the world. Seated diagonally opposite, across the elliptical mahogany table, Elon Musk was letting Mr. Rubio have it, accusing him of failing to slash his staff. "You have fired nobody," Mr. Musk told Mr. Rubio, then scornfully added that perhaps the only person he had fired was a staff member from Mr. Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. Mr. Rubio had been privately furious with Mr. Musk for weeks, ever since his team effectively shuttered an entire agency that was supposedly under Mr. Rubio's control, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. But in the extraordinary cabinet meeting on Thursday in front of President Trump and around 20 others, details of which have not been reported before, Mr. Rubio got his grievances off his chest. "Mr. Musk was not being truthful," Mr. Rubio said. "What about the more than 1,500 State Department officials who took early retirement and buyouts? Didn't they count as layoffs?" he asked sarcastically, whether Mr. Musk wanted him to rehire all those people just so he can make a show of firing them again. Then he laid out his detailed plans for reorganizing the State Department. Mr. Musk was unimpressed. He told Mr. Rubio he was good on TV, with the clear subtext being that he was not good for much else. Throughout all of this, the president sat back in his chair, arms folded as if he were watching a tennis match. After the argument dragged on for an uncomfortable time, Mr. Trump finally intervened to defend Mr. Rubio, that's surprising, as doing a great job. "Mr. Rubio has a lot to deal with," the president said. "He is very busy, and he's always traveling and on TV, and he has an agency to run, so everyone just needs to work together. Girls, ladies, stop the fighting, start the kissing." The meeting was a potential turning point after the frenetic first weeks of Mr. Trump's second term. It yielded the first significant indication that Mr. Trump was willing to put some limits on Mr. Musk, whose efforts have become the subject of several lawsuits and prompted concerns from Republican lawmakers, some of whom have complained directly to the president. So what we're seeing here, guys, is Marco Rubio, who is a career politician, who has been, dragged through the mud by fucking Trump and MAGA and the rest of the conservative party. Marco Rubio, who is a spineless little fucking rat, he is trying to hold on to the last shred of dignity that he still has, and he's losing it. He's losing it because the richest man in the world, a man who doesn't wear a suit to the White House, a man who wears a fucking baseball cap that says dark MAGA and a fucking shirt that says White House tech support. That motherfucker has more power than our elected officials. Why? Because he's richer. He's wealthier. And if you're wealthier, you're smarter. If you're wealthier, you're better. If you're wealthier, you're hotter. Yeah. Now, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an example of how much Marco Rubio has flip-flopped throughout history. But before we do, let's just look at some of the reaction from Trump regarding this meeting, this supposed clash that happened. Check this out.
Mr. President, since you last spoke about it yesterday, some details have come out about your cabinet meeting with Elon Musk and some clashes potentially between Secretary Rubio and Secretary...
No clash. I was there. You're just a troublemaker. And you're not supposed to be asking that question because we're talking about the World Cup.
You're not supposed to be asking that question. You're not allowed to ask me then. We're talking about FIFA. We're talking about FIFA. If you don't want to know about FIFA, if you don't want to ask me about FIFA, then I don't want to hear you speak. I don't want to hear you speak.
Elon gets along great with Marco, and they're both doing a fantastic job. There is no clash.
Mr. President, bottom line...
Who are you with? Who are you with?
So I can punish them?
No wonder. That's enough. NBC.
Who has more authority, Elon Musk or the cabinet secretary?
Any other questions about the World Cup?
Any other questions? Only about FIFA. We just want to know about FIFA. So also, real quick, side tangent. If you don't know this, the United States is supposed to be hosting the FIFA World Cup. And the reason why Trump wants to do that is because your nation usually makes billions, if not tens of billions of dollars when you host the FIFA World Cup. Now, here's the thing, guys. The way... Oh, we've got high CPU usage. Are we lagging? Are we lagging? Are we lagging? We're good. The thing is, the only way that you make that money is if you allow millions and millions of people from all across the planet to flock into your nation and spend their money. Donald Trump is sort of all about closing the border. He's anti-immigrant. He doesn't want people here unless they're like able to buy a $5 million gold immigration card. It's antithetical to everything that he believes in. So I think it's a little bit ironic. But that's just one example of Trump's reaction. Let's watch another one, all right? Because we do have another one here. You ready for this? You're going to like this one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Quick side note. This trophy is so fucking sick. That trophy is so fucking sick.
On the cabinet meeting, you said Musk will play an advisory role. Doge will play...
We're talking about FIFA. Thank you very much.
Dude, he sounds like my buddy Eddie Chavez if he had a wife and she was complaining about dinner. Swear to God.
Thank you very much.
Wait. So she'd be like, Eddie, what do you want to do for dinner tonight? What do you want to do about dinner tonight, Eddie?
We're talking about FIFA. Thank you very much. And they're both great guys. And by the way, they both get along fantastically well. Marco has done unbelievably as Secretary
This
of
guy
State.
does not want to be here for this.
Elon is a very unique guy who's done a fantastic job.
Elon is great. You should see his rockets. His rocket is so big. His rocket is so strong. It's got the thrusting power of 1 million horses. 1 million. Some might even say 1 billion. It's a big rocket. Oh, I'm going to come.
Enough. It's FIFA. Is this a FIFA question?
Is this a FIFA question?
Playing out with the tensions you have with Canada and Mexico.
Oh, I think it's going to make it more exciting. Tension's a good thing.
Even for the World Cup?
Yeah, I think so. I think it makes it much more exciting.
We love tension. Tension is good. We love tension. Tension makes the World Cup more exciting. We want people to think they might die. We want maybe hypersonic missiles, nuclear-tipped warheads. Maybe people go, goal, and now we're dead. Goal, and now we're dead. But regardless, I told you earlier, I said I wanted to show you a little bit of how Marco Rubio has flopped throughout history. So I brought two things, okay? We have Marco Rubio in 2014, okay, when Obama was the president, talking about, the Russian invasion of Crimea. This is back when Marco Rubio had a little bit of a spine and a little bit more hair, okay? So let's whip this up on screen and let's watch it.
When the Soviet Union fell in the early 1990s, Ukraine was left with the world's third largest stockpile of tactical nuclear weapons and strategic nuclear weapons on the planet. But they signed this agreement with the United States, the United Kingdom, and Russia that basically said, if you give up your nuclear weapons, we, these three countries that signed to this, will provide for your defense and assure you of your defense. And so Ukraine did that. They gave up these weapons. Well, now, this was signed in 1994, 20 years later, one of the three countries that signed that agreement hasn't just not provided for their defense, they actually invaded them.
Russia.
And I want to make a point on this for a second.
Russia.
Think about if you're one of these other countries around the world right now that feels threatened by your neighbors. And the United States and the rest of the world are going to you and saying, listen, don't develop nuclear weapons. Don't develop nuclear weapons, South Korea. Don't develop nuclear weapons, Japan. Don't develop nuclear weapons, Saudi Arabia. We will protect you. We will watch out for you. What kind of lesson do you think this instance sends to them? I think the message this is sending to many nations around the world is perhaps we can no longer count on the security promises made by the free world. Perhaps we need to start looking out for ourselves. And that's why the Ukrainian situation is so much more important than simply what's happening in Europe. This has implications around the world.
So again, this is back when Marco Rubio had a little bit of a spine and a little bit more hair. Now I want you to compare the difference between that and after Trump and Zelensky and J.D. Vance had that spackle in the fucking White House. Okay?
When President Trump posts that President Zelensky is a dictator without elections, what are you thinking?
I think President Trump is very upset at President Zelensky, and in some cases, and rightfully so. Look, number one, Joe Biden had frustrations with Zelensky. People shouldn't...
Give that a second to load. I'm sorry.
When President Trump posts that President Zelensky is a dictator without elections, what are you thinking?
I think President Trump is very upset at President Zelensky, and in some cases, and rightfully so. Look, number one, Joe Biden had frustrations with Zelensky. People shouldn't forget it. There are newspaper articles out there about how he cursed.
Always got to bring up Biden.
Because Zelensky, instead of saying thank you for all your help, is immediately out there messaging.
Just so you guys know, you can watch the very first thing that Volodymyr Zelensky said to Trump and J.D. Vance at that meeting was thank you. The very first fucking thing. He's also said thank you a million fucking times. And also, how fucking petulant, how fucking childish are you that you need this man to get on his goddamn knees and throat your fucking cock and cradle your balls? This guy's trying to defend his people from the goddamn Russian horde. Oh my God.
What we're not doing or what he's not getting. I think the second thing is, frankly, I was personally very upset because we had a conversation with President Zelensky, the Vice President and I, the three of us. And we discussed this issue about the mineral rights. And we explained to them, look, we want to be in a joint venture with you, not because we're trying to steal from your country, but because we think that's actually a security guarantee. If we're your partner in an important economic endeavor, we get to get paid back some of the money the taxpayer.
Did you hear what he just said? I want you to listen to what he just said. I'm going to clarify it for you. This is really important.
We explained to them, look, we want to be
ready?
Conversation with President Zelensky, the Vice President and I, the three of us. And we discussed this issue about the mineral rights. And we explained to them, look, we want to be in a joint venture with you, not because we're trying to steal from your country, but because we think that's actually a security guarantee.
So he's saying we want to be in a joint venture with you economically as a security guarantee. So instead of giving them a military security guarantee, the security guarantee is supposed to be American businesses being sent over to Ukraine, American manufacturers to start harvesting those rare earth minerals. And that if there are American investments there, Russia would not attack because they don't want to start a war with Americans, right? That is literally what he's saying, right? So what Trump is saying is I'm willing to gamble American lives, American businesses, corporations, he's not going to send troops, and let them stay in the hot zone where potentially Russia could reinvade. And if they do, then America will be dragged into a war with Russia. That's the deterrent. That's the security guarantee that he's talking about. Okay, let's keep watching.
If we're your partner in an important economic endeavor, we get to get paid back some of the money the taxpayers have given, close to $200 billion.
And also, I'm not opposed to us getting some of the money back. Like, this is what we did with Germany in both World War I and II. Now, the thing is, in World War I, the stipulations were so horrible, relatively similar to the stipulations in this new treaty, that it created a Second World War. But when it comes to paying a nation back, yes, you're going to have to pay us back. Maybe not with insane amounts of interest. Maybe it takes you a century, but that's how long it took to pay back World War I. And that's the cost of war. Nothing in this world is free, but it doesn't mean that we need to destroy the future generations of your entire nation by making a deal where it's you give us 50% of your rare earth minerals for eternity. That's what the deal is. It's until the end of time. That's not a deal. That's a sacrifice, right?
And it also, now we have a vested interest in the security of Ukraine. And he said, sure, we want to do this deal. It makes all the sense in the world. The only thing is I need to run it through my legislative process. they have to approve it. I read 2 days later that Zelensky's out there saying, I rejected the deal. I told him, no way, that we're not doing that. Well, that's not what happened in that meeting. So you start to get upset by somebody. We're trying to help these guys. One of the points that the president made in his messaging is not that we don't care about Ukraine, but Ukraine is on another continent. You know, it doesn't directly impact the daily lives of Americans.
It's not about the fact that we have an entire ocean between us. It's about the fact that Ukraine's positioning is close to NATO countries, right? And Russia, at least Vladimir Putin, he's an authoritarian dictator. And what he wants to do, and he's been very vocal about it, is not recreate the Soviet Union, but recreate the Russian Empire. And as he encroaches further and further into Europe, he's going to keep on moving. We saw this when he first invaded Crimea in 2014, and everybody appeased to him. And he said, all right, let him have Crimea. And then he reinvades again. This is how Putin moves and expands. And up next, he's going to go for like fucking Croatia or I don't even know, probably not Poland. But that's the thing. It's not about how far away they are. It's that if they encroach on Europe, they are encroaching on us through Article 5 of NATO.
We care about it because it has implications for our allies and ultimately for the world. There should be some level of gratitude here about this. And when you don't see it and you see him out there...
There's an extreme level of gratitude. He's been extremely grateful, at least the shit that I've seen. He's always thanking us. He's always thanking the American people. He's always fucking thanking us.
In a world of disinformation, that's very counterproductive. And I don't need to explain to you or anybody else. President Trump's not the kind of person that's going to sit there and take that. He's very transparent. He's going to tell you exactly how he feels. And he sent a message that he's not going to get gamed here. He's willing to work on peace because he cares about Ukraine. And he hopes Zelensky will be a partner in that and not someone who's out there putting this sort of counter messaging to try to, hustle us in that regard. That's not going to be productive here.
So, meanwhile, while all of this is happening, right, Russia launches a major Ukraine missile attack after the U.S. cuts off military aid. So we cut off military aid. We start fucking around with this peace deal. Russia launches 67 missiles, almost 200 drones in Ukraine. Air assault comes right as the U.S. cuts aid and intelligence sharing. So we're no longer sharing intelligence with them, right? Russian forces damaged Ukrainian energy and gas infrastructure overnight in their first major missile attack since the U.S. paused intelligence sharing with Ukraine, piling pressure on Kiev as President Donald Trump seeks a swift end to the war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, why is it spelt different here? Whatever. Seeking to shore up Western support for his country after Trump's diplomatic pivot toward Moscow, called for a truce covering air and sea, though not ground troops, an idea first mooted by France. The first steps to establishing real peace should be forcing the sole source of this war, Russia, to stop such attacks, Zelensky said on the Telegram messaging app, responding to the overnight missile attack. Ukraine's Air Force said Russia had fired a salvo of 67 missiles and 194 drones in the overnight attack, adding that it had shot down 34 of the missiles and 100 of the drones. That's a terrible fucking ratio. Regional officials from the northeast city of Kharkiv and the western city of Ternopil reported damage to energy and other infrastructure. 8 people were injured in Kharkiv and 2 more, including a child, were hurt in Poltava, officials said. Russia continues its energy terror, Energy Minister German Galushenko said. Again, energy and gas infrastructure in various regions of Ukraine has come under massive missile and drone fire. Russia targets Ukrainian cities and towns far from the front lines every night with drones, but Friday's attack was the first large-scale assault since the suspension of U.S. military aid and intelligence in this week. So, as Marco Rubio and Elon Musk are clashing about firing people from the State Department, as these peace deals are getting fucking muddied in the water, Vladimir Putin is sitting on his stomach, looking at Telegram on his phone, kicking his little Russian feet up, giggling and shitting, because nobody's coming to the defense of Ukraine anymore. And it looks like, and I've said this before, Vladimir Putin, being the dog that he is, he's learning a lesson. And it's that when he bites, nobody is hitting him. Right? So he's just going to keep on biting, right? And this is exactly what Neville Chamberlain did to fucking Hitler in right before World War II. You know, he appeased to him. He said, hey, all he wants is Poland, all right? He doesn't want anything else. And then guess what? Hitler wanted everything the fuck else. And if you think that Putin is going to stop with getting, I don't even know, like Luhansk and Donetsk and a little bit of Ukrainian territory. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. He wants all of Ukraine. He wants the natural gas deposits. He wants the Ukrainian culture to be absorbed. He wants to recreate the Russian Empire. And if you don't believe me, he's fucking said it himself. Anyway, I know I'm lagging. I got very high CPU usage. But doesn't matter. We'll fix it for the next video. I'm sorry about the intense lag. Have a good one. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, donate $7,000 to the channel, buy some merch, use the Ground News link, do all that shit. I'll catch you on the next video. Bye-bye-bye. Alright, that video is over. I hope the lag wasn't too bad. You know what it is? I shouldn't be making videos while I'm streaming. That's why the lag is so bad. That's my problem. Bye, Chris. That was the end of the video, not the end of the stream. I would rather give the Ukraine to Russia than have one more nun loose her son. What? Excuse me. I think Trump has a responsibility to his citizens. I agree. And I think part of that responsibility is making sure that a authoritarian dictator with nuclear weapons doesn't further encroach into Europe, considering that European allies are like our important allies other than Canada and Mexico. I think that matters. Do you think that doesn't matter? Have one more non-loose her son? Dude, I don't know what non-loose her son means. I don't know what that is. I don't know if English is your second language or something, but that doesn't mean anything in English. I have one more non-loose her son. That doesn't mean anything in English. Do you think the international community should continue bending over backwards for Donald Trump or not? No. Mom loose her son? Loose? What do you mean? What? Do you mean lose? Did you manage to spell lose wrong 4 times? Spell lose correctly. My phone has a new keyboard. Oh, yeah, that explains why you put an extra O 4 times in a row. Yeah. Oh, was the new keyboard the problem that time too? I love Herb too. You don't know how to spell the word lose, do you? Why the fuck would I take any sort of political opinion that you have, even relatively seriously, if you don't know basic grammar? You don't know basic grammar. Holy shit. Are you at least like a child? Like, are you a kid? Are you at least a kid? Are you like in fucking middle school or some shit? Because then it's allowed. Then it's allowed. How fucking old are you? The hate is strong with you? Dude, how old are you? How old are you? Also, the hate is strong with you. Who are you, fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi? The hate is strong. Or no, Palpatine, the hate is strong with you. Move on, we get the point. I don't give a shit. You're 72. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. That makes sense. What is up, lady? How do I mute this while I watch it? Retired mechanic. Unfortunately, brother, you don't know how to spell. subscribe, hit the notification bell, donate $7,000 to the channel. And this is exactly what Neville... I know I'm lagging. I got very high CPU usage. Okay. You should research the reunification of Germany and not the 1-inch agreement that was made E. What? NATO caused the war in Ukraine. No, I understand that NATO had terrible, terrible, terrible plans and ideas, planting missiles in Ukraine and missiles in Turkey. Now, I'm not some fucking pro-NATO cuck. But are you going to try and claim that Russia did not invade Ukraine? Is that what you're going to try to claim, Herb? Did Russia invade Ukraine? Yeah, illegally, mind you. Did they? Yes or no? They did. Okay. So, if Russia illegally invaded Ukraine, doesn't Ukraine have the right to defend itself? We're going to go through this piece by piece with you, Herb. Doesn't Ukraine have the right to defend itself? Yes or no? What's good, Anka? How you doing? Herb, does Ukraine have the right to defend itself? The treaty that set Ukraine free is the same treaty that halted the expansion of NATO. There was an agreement that neither would not expand east, and NATO has not expanded further east. My question is, since 1994, okay, that was when Ukraine got rid of their nuclear weapons in exchange for Russia and the United States to provide them with the money and defense for protection, okay? That is from 1994, okay? So do you believe that Russia has violated their agreement by invading the country that they were supposed to be funding? Yes or no? I don't think he can answer. I really don't. These people are in a cult. I think, Herb, do you support Putin? Hey, Herb, do you support Vladimir Putin? Herb, and I'll ask you too, One Piece Ghost. Do you support Vladimir Putin? Thank you for the $10. Kitty Como, thank you for making this content, doing everything you do, and providing so much comedic relief. What you're doing is so important. Much love. Keep up the good work. Slava Ukraini. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right. So, Herb, you say you do not support Vladimir Putin. Okay. So then I'm assuming you do not want Vladimir Putin to expand further into Ukraine, right? So I'll ask both of you, One Piece and Herb. Do you support Vladimir Putin pushing further into Ukraine? Yes or no? We'll wait. We'll wait. That's not the question I asked you, One Piece. I know you're going to continue to avoid the question because your answer is going to look fucking insane, but I'll ask you again. Do you or do you not support Putin expanding further into Ukraine? Do you support it? Yes. Or do you oppose it? No. I'm asking both of you again. No. Okay, so we've got a no from One Piece Ghost. I'm glad about that. Herb says, I don't care. As long as the killing stops, they can fly whatever flag they want over Kiev. Okay, so Herb, unfortunately, I don't think you're capable of critical thinking. One Piece Ghost, I think, might actually be capable of critical thinking. Because if you don't care about Putin expanding further into Ukraine, that means that you're not capable of understanding that he will continue to expand, right? This is what he does. This is what he has wanted. He wants to recreate the Russian Empire. He's been very vocal about this. He wants to take back former Soviet territories. He's already been doing so, right? If you care about the Western world, like American and French and British, or I guess just fucking white sons and daughters, then you should also care about Russia's expansion into European territory when he's going to be slaughtering people by the tens of thousands until eventually America is inevitably dragged into that conflict. NATO is making an iron curtain at Russia's border. That's not true. At all. I've been live for 1 hour and 46 minutes. We violated a treaty? What treaty, Herb? What's the name of the treaty that we violated? I can tell you've never been in Ukraine? Yeah, I've never been to Ukraine. I'm fucking 27 years old. I've barely been out of New York. The fuck? But, yeah, so what treaty did we violate? Estonia, Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, all on NATO's border. Yeah, you said we were building an iron curtain. That's not an iron curtain. We had an iron curtain. We took that down. It's called the Berlin Wall. What are you talking about? You can't just use a fucking metaphor like that. What are you talking about? Shows some stamps in that passport. It will open your eyes. Yeah, well, see, here's the thing, Herb. You were lucky enough to live through an era where American money was flowing like fucking water out of a faucet. I, unfortunately, have to live in the America that you and your dipshit generation created. So there's a housing crisis and minimum wage is fucking dog shit. Okay? Most people don't have the money to buy a house, let alone travel the fucking world. So, again, I ask, One Piece or Herb, please tell me the name of the treaty that was violated. I will look it up right now, and if you are so confident, we will prove you correct. What treaty did NATO violate that permitted Russia to invade Ukraine? If you were a president and a alliance was almost surrounding you, would you feel safe? So I will ask you again, what is the name of the treaty that the United States and NATO supposedly violated that permitted Russia to illegally invade Ukraine and slaughter hundreds of thousands of people? U.S. Secretary of State James Baker promised Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev in 1990 that NATO would not expand 1 inch eastward beyond Germany after German reunification. So, a promise? I thought you said a treaty. Gotta get it in writing. Gotta get it in writing. The verbal agreement he refers to was talking about military equipment in Germany and not about NATO expansion. I believe that. And that was made to the USSR, not Russia. So all deals made with the USSR collapse immediately when the nation known as the USSR ceases to exist. So, again, I will ask for the 7th time. I Love Herb and One Piece Ghost. What is the name of the treaty that NATO supposedly violated that permitted Russia to illegally invade Ukraine and slaughter hundreds of thousands of people, including women and children? Please tell me the name of the treaty. There doesn't have to be one. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here. Take it out of the horse's mouth. That's so fucking embarrassing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Russia begged to become a member of NATO at one point. I know. It's called the 2+4. Really. Uh-huh. I don't support him, though. Yeah, okay, One Piece. So, I have a question for you. Would you like Russia to just take whatever they want from Ukraine and they have to pay no punishments whatsoever? They just take what they want? Good job with that war, guys. Here's some natural gas deposits. You want that, right? Dude, I don't understand. You guys are like literally Russian puppets for free. You do know the Russians pay for this shit, right? You can get money for this shit. The Russians will pay you to dispel their propaganda. You're doing this shit for free. Probably because you're actually stupid enough to fall for it. Get this. There are people like Tim Pool who have actually been paid fuckloads of money by the Russians to dispel anti-Ukrainian propaganda. And you probably gobbled it up because you're so stupid that the guy who was paid to fool you successfully fooled you. And now you're trying to fool other people for free because you actually think it's real. The guy who was getting paid didn't even think it was real. He just wanted the money. This is fucking crazy. Unbelievable. Oh, wow. He wasn't wrong about it being called the 2+4 agreement. Let's hear it. Let's whip it up. The 2+4... Oh, let me pull it over a little bit. The 2+4 agreement was a series of negotiations between West and East Germany, the United States, the Soviet Union, Great Britain, and France to reunify Germany. The negotiations were part of an effort to reunify Germany. The 2+4 agreement was a set of negotiations that aimed to reunify Germany. NATO enlargement. NATO has also expanded its membership through a process that includes dialogues with countries that want to join NATO, the NATO Partnership for Peace program, which allows military cooperation with non-alliance states, NATO defense spending. NATO members have also agreed to spend at least 2% of their GDP on defense. This target was agreed in 2014 in response to Russia's annexation of Crimea and other instability in the Middle East. The goal is to ensure the alliance's military readiness. What the fuck was that supposed to prove, Herb? What the fuck was that supposed to prove? What the fuck was that supposed to prove, Herb? What the fuck? I'm arguing with a 72-year-old man right now, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my God, he just went, dude, Ukraine is a crap hole. I love how your argument has just fallen all the way to, hey, it's a shithole. Who gives a fuck what happens to it? Yeah, okay, this is why my argument is literally intellectually superior to yours. You've collapsed all the way to the point where you're just like, it's a shithole. Who gives a fuck? You're an idiot. For a 72-year-old man, you are indisputably one of the dumber people I've come across. I can't believe it. I hope your children and grandchildren are smarter than you. I hope they got a better education than you did. Trump's ending it, so it doesn't matter what or you say. I just want people to stop dying. You do not. It shows. No, I want people to actually stop dying. What Trump is going to do is put a pause on the fighting in Ukraine, not an end. Just like how when Neville Chamberlain appeased to Adolf Hitler, it put a pause on the death, not an end. You see, Vladimir Putin has been attacking other nations surrounding him since he took over office. For over 22 years, he's just been attacking left and right. Let me ask you something. One Piece Ghost and Herb. Do you think if we appease to Putin and give him what he wants right now, that he will never attack another nation again? Is that what you think? Serious question. Serious question. You're serious, One Piece. You think if you give Putin Ukraine, this murderous dictator who has slaughtered fucking hundreds of thousands of people and kills his political opponents, you think Putin will just stop being violent? That's what you think? Trump's a dominant leader. He won't do anything. So, let's just say you were right, which you aren't. Trump is a beta cuck. Everybody in the fucking planet is laughing at him. Europeans have been aligning stronger because of him. But let's just say you were right. What about 2028? When Trump can no longer be the president of the United States? Will Putin still be fearing him then? Because Putin doesn't have a 4-year term limit. Answer that, One Piece Ghost. Why wouldn't he just then wait till 2028 and then invade another nation if the only man capable of saving the world is Donald Trump to you because you think he's a godly figure? He's just so manly, so strong. He's so scary Bilberry that nobody would ever do anything. Well, Trump will be president in 2028, so it doesn't matter. Do you not know what I meant? I meant 2029. I meant after the 2028 election because he can't run again. So One Piece Ghost, what will you do? What is your answer to the same question, but when Trump is no longer the president after 2028? What will be holding him back? J.D. Vance will be president. He's a good leader. So your deterrence to Russian aggression is Trump strong, J.D. scary? That's unironically your stance on deterrence to Russian aggression is Trump strong, J.D. scary. Really? Really? So just give up, got it. Yeah, that's your take. That's your take. Your take is to just give up, stop funding Ukraine, tell them to just give up and surrender. That's your take. That's Trump's take. That's your take. Yes. So just give up. That's what you stand for. You just want to give up and let Putin take whatever the fuck he wants. Nice. I'm glad you admit it. I am glad you admit it. Congratulations, One Piece Ghost. You are officially a Russian asset. You're a stronger man than I, Chris. I can't deal with this level of stupidity. I'm very used to it. I mean, like, One Piece and Herb are very stupid, but I've dealt with much, much, much more stupid people. Much worse. When a father comes home, he doesn't take sides. He stops the fighting. Yeah, the fighting's going to pick back up, but that doesn't fucking matter to you. You don't give a shit. Hence your last comment. Just give up. Got it. Yeah, that is your stance. That's what you're saying. You just want to give up and let Vladimir Putin slaughter the Ukrainians, take as much of Ukraine as he wants, and we'll just do nothing about it. That is your take. Congratulations. You're a Russian asset. I don't think Putin wants war, honestly. No, he wants Ukraine, and he's willing to wage war and send thousands of his own young boys to fucking die in order to get what he wants, which is the natural gas deposits, the rare earth minerals. That's what he wants. Nobody wants war. They use war as a tool to get what they want. So what is your perfect idea, brother? You don't bend the fucking knee. You push the Russians back, and you make them understand that if they push out of their borders and invade another territory illegally that is encroaching on a NATO border, you will be fucking smacked around like a little bitch. You want to know why? Because I'm actually a patriot. Unlike you. I actually care about my allies, about the NATO alliances, about what makes America strong and what makes America great, which is our friendships, which is our alliances. You don't give a fuck about anything other than what Donald Trump fucking tells you to care about. So I would say push the Russians back until those motherfuckers understand that they are not allowed to invade their neighbors. That's the difference between you and I. Fucking coward. There's a reason why Zelensky said, I don't need cars. I need bullets when we were sending them jeeps. And you want to know why that is? It's because he's a real fucking man. Unbelievable. I can't believe I have to explain this to fucking Americans. I mean, Americans of all fucking people I thought would understand the idea of wanting to be your own nation and have your own independence and have your own liberty and not have some fucking foreign invader come in and take your fucking land and slaughter your people. What sort of fucking disgrace of an American are you? It's pitiful. It's fucking pitiful. The fucking audacity to call yourself a patriot. Cowards. Why do you care about the swampland? You sound like a Ukrainian asset. See, Herb, that's what I'm saying. You're incapable of critical thinking. The furthest you can go is, he cares about Ukraine. He must be a Ukrainian asset. comrade. No, dipshit. I care about NATO, the nations around Ukraine. And if Putin encroaches, he will keep on fucking pushing, just like every other authoritarian leader in history. Your stupid ass thinks that if we give him Ukraine, he'll go, now I'm happy, thanks guys, and live his long fucking life peacefully. I don't know what sort of fucking hallucinatory drug you're taking, but please give me some. Please give me some. The amount of fucking ignorance, I would love to be that stupid. Ignorance is fucking bliss. To just live in a world where if we give Putin Ukraine, he'll just stop invading other nations. I would pay to be that fucking stupid. Look at this. The furthest your fucking brain can go is, you're such a patriot, you're a commie spy. Somebody makes valid points against your pathetic excuse of an argument, and you accuse him of being a commie spy. You are literally spewing Red Scare propaganda from the 1960s. You have been so propagandized, I doubt you even know what your own fucking foot looks like anymore. Bro, holy ever-loving fuck. I don't even think you could tell me what communism is. Tell me right now, One Piece Ghost, what is communism? What is it doesn't need to be the definition. Just tell me what it is, your layman's terms. What is communism? Tell me right now. Because I know you're in the chat. You're sitting there commenting over and over. So don't be fucking scared. Be a brave boy and tell us all what communism is right now. Be brave. Come on. Be brave. Why are you so mad? Oh, you calling me bro? Okay, so you're not actually 72, Herb. 72-year-olds don't say bro. To end the class and government and to make the people equally poor. Okay, so that's why you use communism as an insult. You're a modern-day conservative. Modern conservatives, it's built upon not knowing the basic definitions of words. That's not what communism is whatsoever. The reason why you're capable of using it as an insult is because you don't know what it is. That's why conservatives target the least educated portion of the United States as their voting base. This is not my opinion. There's statistics to prove this. All red states have lower education rates. They have the worst rates of everything possible. Higher obesity rates, higher abortion rates, higher STD rates, lower education rates. Red states are indisputably dog shit compared to blue states. They only account for 23% of the U.S.'s GDP, okay? This is not your fault. You are stupid because the American education system has failed red states. And they want you to be this stupid so that they can round you up like the fucking dipshit sheep that you are and convince you to vote for them. We're going to do no tax on tips. You stupid fucks think it's real. They're eating the dogs. You stupid fucks think it's real. We're going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. You stupid fucks think it's real. There's a reason why you all rally together. You're equally as brain dead. It's unfucking believable. And it's not your fault. This guy's brainwashed out of his mind. If by brainwash you mean incredibly educated, yes. Very educated. Anyway, let's upload this YouTube video. You literally said you don't see anything wrong with communism. How can you call yourself a patriot? Again, you don't understand political ideologies. Communism is not an inherently evil ideology. I'm not a communist. I'm a democratic socialist. Again, the failure of the education system has probably led you to believe that a democratic socialist is a Marxist-Leninist communist. Again, you don't know what a Marxist-Leninist is, and you don't know what a communist is. But they're big, scary words. They're big, red words. Therefore, they're bad. But no, I'm not a communist, and communism is not inherently evil. If you knew what communism was, you would understand it's not evil. There have been terrible, evil people like Joseph Stalin and Mao Zedong who have committed mass murders and then label themselves as communists. Hey, let me ask you, let me wait for you to say something, and then we'll take it to the next step. We fought a war in Vietnam. You see this? Yeah, my father fought in the Vietnam War, and he knew that we were the bad guys. Came back and said we never should have fucking been there. Ho Chi Minh was a goddamn hero. Ho Chi Minh was at the signing of the Treaty of Versailles, the treaty that ended World War I, trying to fight for the independence of Indochina under French rule. The French had been invading them for over 100 years. They were in a 22-year-long civil war before America even showed up. My father fought in that fucking war, and even he understood communism was not the bad guy. That was a proxy war with the Soviets. Are you fucking stupid? Holy shit. Herb, you're right. This is the reason HR won't argue FABA to face. Yep. You got it. Remarkable. He won't argue face to face? Yeah, no, me. I'm notoriously known for never doing live debates. Never. Notorious for it. How's the acting going? Very good, thank you. Do you support Saddam Hussein? No. You're too much of a pussy to argue face to face. You'd rather sit in your mom's basement smoking weed. Well, the second part is totally true. Yeah, I'd rather be smoking weed, but I will upload the video later. But no, I don't live in my mom's house. My mom has a way nicer place than I do. Oh, I'm lagging a lot. Hopefully it fixes itself. This clown has never felt a woman. Dude, I mean, what's funny, I don't want to get too graphic, but what's funny about that is that I quite literally got laid last night and this morning. But I'm not getting graphic about that. That's disgusting. You don't kiss and tell, gentlemen. You do not kiss and tell. This fucking lag is unbearable. What's the deal? What am I supposed to do about this? I got an idea. Hold on. That'll probably fix it a little bit. Tell your mom to get better internet? Bro, I don't live with my mom. Like, I don't understand. Like, I get this a lot from conservatives. It's like, I bet you live with your mom. I'm telling you, I don't live with my mom. I got my own apartment. What do you need me to do? You need me to walk around with the camera? What do you need me to do? I don't understand this. You definitely live with your mom. That's my point, dude. I don't understand what you need me to do. Your mom probably pays for that apartment, brother. She does not. I wish she fucking did, bro. I wish she fucking did. Walk around with the camera, show your mom. My camera's plugged in, but I'll just give you a little look around. There's my doggy. Hi, Luigi. But yeah, it's just an apartment building, bro. There's my cat. There's the, hold on. There's the view. See, I'm clearly not I'm not in the house. My mom has a house, brother. You know, my dad paid off that mortgage. You know how it is. Is that your mom's cat? Okay, now you're just trolling, brother. Either, let me give you this. Let me tell you this, John. There's only two options now. A, you're trolling. Or B, and I do mean this, you might have a mental disability. Because if you just refuse to believe it, why is that? Is it because I'm a leftist? So they're like, because that's what I'm saying. If it's like, oh, he must live with his mom, he's a leftist. You might have an actual mental disability, something that you might need help with. Don't blame the fucking messenger, you know? When you grow up, you'll see I'm right, you're still young. How old are you, One Piece? I assumed with your name you were pretty young. I mean, One Piece is, you know, I mean, I know it's old, but it's anime, you know? Crazy how triggered you get when talking about living with your mom. Yeah, bro, I'm triggered. I'm triggered. What's your stream about, bro? We were just covering the news. We've been live for almost 2.5 hours. I'm going to end the stream soon. Within 10 minutes, I'm going to end the stream. What would be bad about living with your parents anyway? Oh, nothing's bad about living with your parents. You save a fuckload of money, you know? If you are a parent that has enough money to take care of your child after 18, you know, go ahead. They're going to save all that money, be able to use it for their future. I'm 34. You look 21. Thank you. But no, I'm 27. Yeah, so you're only 7 years older than me. Who can afford a one-bedroom apartment for $1,500 a month? Brother, I live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and it is way more than that. It's more than double that. That's New York for you. One Piece, you just said you were 21? Oh, okay, so he's just a liar. I live with my parents, but I'm literally taking it already at my own place. They would be living with me. Dude, there's nothing wrong with living with your parents. Don't listen to these fucking assholes. Are you married? No. I bet you the MAGA chuds are going to find a way to hate on Luigi, too. Hi, girly. They're going to be like, that's a hideous dog. You're disgusting. Which will be further proof that these people actually just have mental illnesses. They can't even, like, call a fucking dog. Yeah, see? Immediately. See? I bet you support that commie running in New York. Again, you think that communism and democratic socialism are the same thing because you don't know what they are. But not only do I support him, I am helping with his campaign. I'm helping him get elected. I'm doing canvassing, doing door knocking. I'm making videos for him. I'm doing everything I can to help Zohran Mamdani, democratic socialist running for mayor in New York. I'm doing everything I can to get him elected, yes. Thank you for bringing him up. I appreciate that. The more people who know about Zohran Mamdani, the only option for mayor, the better. What is canvassing? Door knocking. Look, see, I was right. Look at Raghav Kwahan. He goes, that is a hideous dog and it is disgusting. This guy, Waleed Ahmed. Your dog has mental illness. What do we got? Another person. Where is it? Dead dog from Wasted on Moonshine. Yeah, no, these people have mental illnesses, dude. You don't support our neighbor Andrew Cuomo? No, I fucking hate Andrew Cuomo. He could suck my cock. Nobody gonna answer the door with your big Ogar ass knocking on it. So Ogar is not spelled like that. That was a close try. Very close try. I'm not judging anyone, including Putin. Привет, comrade. Привет, привет. Are you like a Girl Scout for him or something? Yeah, it's called canvassing. He's already raised like $5 million. See, in New York, if you donate anything to a political candidate for mayor, the city is obligated to match that donation by 8 times. So if you donate $20 to a candidate, the city is obligated to donate an additional $160 to that candidate. The way that you do that is by door knocking. Somebody is willing to donate $50, now the city's got to match it by 8x. So yeah, that's how they do it. Especially, the thing is, Andrew Cuomo, the other option for mayor, he's already put together a super PAC from billionaires, and they've put together $15 million for him to get elected. Despite the fact that he's like a disgraced mayor, he's been in control of New York City or New York State for like 20 years, and the city has only gotten worse and worse. So he's now downgrading to run for mayor. Is that only for New Yorkers? Yes. Hey, Chris, could democratic socialism make beneficial changes in the main U.S. government? Absolutely. I would pay money to watch a reality TV show of this guy living in a country that he thinks is ideal. There is no country that I think is ideal. I want this nation. This is my nation. I want my nation to become the ideal nation. That's what I want. More like a trans 27-year-old Girl Scout. Are you like a chaser? Do you have some weird kink for trans people? Why are you bringing them up out of nowhere? Does my hair make you think I'm pretty? Is that the problem? Because I've had this happen before where there's like really deep closeted like conservatives or chasers who they think I'm pretty because of the hair, but they're like, wait, he's got a beard, like he's masculine, but he's also somewhat feminine. Like, why am I getting a boner? If that's what's happening to you, I understand it. It's more common than you would think, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just fucking embrace it. Just embrace it. What's your opinion on cousin Mirage? I'm assuming you meant to spell marriage, but I think that's disgusting, and maybe your parents shouldn't have done that. I don't know. You look like cavemen. Thank you, Waleed. Appreciate that. You were very attractive, though. I know. Thank you. What is his obsession with conservatives? Just because someone calls you out on your BS doesn't make that person conservative? Are you a conservative, Ragav? Mumpy says, I'm not gay, though. Well, I mean, you looked at me. You're saying that I look like a trans, right? So you're saying that I look like a woman. And I'm assuming that if you're straight, you think women are pretty. I mean, brother, listen, you're implying that you're looking at me and you're thinking of women. It's a little gay. I'm gonna come. Wasted on Moonshine says, have you ever thought about marrying your mom? No, Wasted on Moonshine, and I think you need professional help. That's the most obscene shit I've read. I bet you support Israel and do a dance with them too. No, I fucking hate Israel, bro. I think that Israel's committing a genocide on the Palestinians. The Israeli government is fucking heinous. I hate Zionism. I got no problem with Israeli people. Nobody gets to choose where they're spawned. You know what I'm saying? But the Israeli government is fucking disgusting. AIPAC has so much control over American politicians. No. I don't support Israel at all. You got anything else? You got another one you want to try? Because that one didn't work. Try another one. Try another one. One Piece. Go ahead. Hit me again. Hit me again. Communism and social... Yes, they get a really bad rep because of Stalin and Mao, and also because every time a nation has tried to become socialist, the American government and the Western nations have put their boot on their neck. Israel I stand with always. Go ahead, bro. Dude, you will never get the time back, but keep going. That's what you want to do. Oh, I know. I ain't getting this time back, but I'm doing what I can with it to try and educate the youth. I'm trying to get young men to understand, and women, but mostly young men, to understand that you can still be, you know, a good man and not have to hate gay people and want minorities to have less rights and fucking hate Jewish people and be Islamophobic and want to deport 20 million fucking people. Like, you don't need to believe in these things to be a good man. You've been lied to. Go to the Diamond District and talk about how you don't support Israel? Okay. Okay. What do you think? All Jews support Israel? Are you out of your fucking mind? That's where Jesus came from? No, dude. Jesus came from Nazareth, which is in Palestine. What are you talking about? Oh my god. What nation is the most technologically evolved? China. You support gay rights, but you also support Islam. Got it. Yeah, I support people's right to practice whatever religion they want. You can practice whatever religion you want. I also support people's right to love whoever they want. Yeah. Israel born in Bethlehem. Yeah, Jesus was Jewish. Israel didn't exist. Israel didn't exist until 1948. It was carved into a map during for the Balfour Declaration. But then bash Christians for the same thing. Got it. Good logic. When did I bash Christians? What did I say that bashed Christians? Do you believe we need tighter gun laws and tighter restrictions? Yeah, I think we need tighter gun laws. I mean, I'm a gun owner. I believe in the Second Amendment, but I do think that we need to tighten up our gun restrictions a little bit. And I don't understand what you mean by tighter restrictions on marrying family. I don't know what you mean by that. Israel did not become a nation until 1948. Israel has always been. No, Israel has not always been. That land was previously the Ottoman Empire. It was Arabia. No, it did not always exist. That's just historically incorrect. You must be into sex with animals, too? I guess, dude, you're sick. Dude, why are you talking about sex with animals? What is on your mind? You have these weird thoughts deep buried in your mind, and you, like, put them on other people. It's so strange, dude. You need professional help. That's so fucking gross. I don't want to hear about your bestiality thoughts. Fucking ew. We should ban other margies than normal ones. Okay, why is that? Why do you want to... I'm assuming you just mean banning gay marriage. Why do you want to ban gay marriage? Ban same-sex... So, One Piece, please explain yourself. Why do you want to ban same-sex marriage? If you somehow get allowed, you just want a version of show as a voting-based system because nobody's gonna fucking vote till you have a nuke. You into gay love and animals. You said it. Love whatever. You support it. Yeah, dude, you have this weird fixation about fucking animals. That's really fucking bizarre. Does your dog give you free BJs? Is this a thing among conservatives? Do you guys have like a weird sexual attachment to your animals? This is fucking gross. This is really weird. This is really fucking weird. Alright, One Piece, his answer to why we should ban same-sex marriage. One Piece Ghost says, we should ban same-sex marriage because it's not what marriage is for. Marriage comes from the Bible. Same-sex marriage denies that. So you do know that in the modern era, marriage is like a government contract. Like, you get, like, benefits from it. You get, like, tax cuts and shit from being married. So, and people who aren't Christian can get married. Like, there's, like, Jewish marriages and shit. Like, it has nothing to do with, like, I understand what you're saying is true. The idea of marriage comes from the Bible, yes, but the practice of marriage, like the government contract, has nothing to do with Christianity. The tax cut, like, the tax cuts have nothing to do with the Bible, right? I'm a fucking world history teacher with a degree. Israel biblical has always been. Yeah, so you already dismantled your entire argument. You said biblical. Nothing in the Bible is fact. Before then, it became the land of the Canaanites. Before giving it to the Jews, Israel has been in it. Yeah, so here's the thing. You're saying you're a world history teacher, but you're also talking about biblical history. There's no such thing as biblical history. Are there things in the Bible, like accurate names and dates? Sure. But no story in the Bible is fact. You can't prove any of it. So it doesn't matter. I'm surprised you're a world history teacher and you don't understand that you can't use the Bible as like a source. Then again, the American education system is failing, so I hope to God that your students find me instead of you, because you seemingly are probably a terrible fucking history teacher. This is why when you sue people in divorce, you do not go to the church. Yes, Ed. Ed says, marriage is literally a legal contract between two people enforced by the country. This is why you sue people in divorce, this is why when you sue people in divorce, you go to the court, not the church. Yes. Let's go on. Let's see. I must have missed something. One Piece said, it's also bad and ew. So, yeah. Oh, okay. So you're just, you're like an idiot. Your opinion shouldn't fucking matter. Gay marriage is ew, so it should be banned. If that's unironically your political stance, there's no point in you getting a say. You have nothing to offer. Ew! That's your political stance. I am also a born-again Christian, but also an American. Church and state must always remain separate, and all opposing beliefs must be respected, and the Constitution must be respected. Okay, so you should probably stop teaching your students quote-unquote biblical history, which is an oxymoron. The failing education system is why I am currently going to school to be a civics teacher, especially since I live in Alabama where virtually everything is fully indoctrinated into MAGA. Okay, cool. Cool. One Piece says, you do agree, though, it's gross when they kiss. Okay, oh, you're in the closet. Oh, you're in the closet. Holy shit. Dude, this is a completely safe space. It's okay. Like, I know you're looking up videos of men kissing. You're on Google going men kissing, and you're like, this is so gross. Meanwhile, you're fucking, bro. This is a completely safe space. You don't need to like hate yourself. This doesn't have to happen. This guy goes, "You are teaching nonsense BS. You should be sued." Oh my God! I think One Piece is actually in the closet. Totally agree with you. Religion can be discussed as an educational elective as opposed to a Common Core curriculum. Yes, it's entirely opinionated. That's the whole point about it. Religion relies on the word faith, and faith means believing in something despite the lack of evidence. You cannot say, "I know Jesus Christ was real." You don't. That also means that you're a bad fucking Christian. That's not faith. Faith is believing in Jesus Christ despite the fact that you cannot prove his existence. You cannot prove anything that he did in the Bible was real, but you still believe in it. That's where the strength of faith comes from. You are very confused if you say, "No, I know for a goddamn fact that Jesus Christ was resurrected." No, you don't know that. And no real Christian would claim that because they understand what faith is. I'm not. I think it's gross. I've seen it before a lot of times. Too bad. I look away like, ew. Yeah, okay. Everybody believes that. Everybody believes that, dude. You a Christian? No, I was. I was a Christian for like 16 years. I'm not Christian anymore. You said God's name in vain? Dude, God and Jesus can get on their fucking knees and fillet my cock. I don't give a shit. I'm not Christian. I don't fear eternal hellfire. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't have to follow your rules if I don't believe in your God. You are going straight to hell. Exactly. Jesus did resurrected. There were eyewitnesses and more stuff. Okay, so you're a child. I'm sorry for bullying you. I didn't know you were a child. I know someone who tried to argue with me that Donald Trump is the second coming of Christ. They're also part of the boomer resistance, as they call it, and fully believe that that's the best way. Yeah. Nowadays, modern Christians think that Donald Trump was saved by God and sent by the Lord just to make America great again. It's really disturbing. I actually know a guy who resurrected from the dead, too. I know a guy who resurrected from the dead, like 6 years ago. I didn't see it. My buddy saw it, though. Run away like the child you are, bro. The Apollyon saw him and died for it. Well, dude, no, I saw somebody rise from the dead, too. My buddy told me he saw it. I know a guy who was resurrected from the dead. Happened at our school. Yeah, no. Me and Ed, we knew a guy who died and resurrected. I'm not joking, One Piece. I'm not joking. I know a guy who died and was resurrected. Eddie, my boy Eddie, he's in the chat. Ed saw it with his own eyes. Eyewitness. Ed saw it. I'm not joking at all. Evidence? That's the evidence. Eddie was an eyewitness. That's my evidence. Eddie was an eyewitness. He saw it happen. What happened? Are they okay? Yeah, they rose into the sky and they were accepted into the gates of heaven. I didn't watch it. Eddie watched it happen. All these people in chat saw this, by the way. Everybody in chat saw this. So if I told Ed to die for it, would he? Yeah, sure. Yeah, he would. Ed, would you die for that? Would you die because to be like, yeah, no, I saw what I saw. Help me out, Ed. Would you die for that? Guys, would you die for that? You all saw it too. Right? I'll die for it. I believe Ed. Ed don't lie. I believe Ed. I'll die for it. Ed said he'd die for it too. So, now that Ed said he would die for it, do you believe me now? That should be enough evidence for you, right? And also, if it makes you feel any better, we documented the whole thing. Eddie wrote down the whole thing. I got it all right here in this book. So, that should be enough evidence for you, right? One Piece, that should be enough evidence for you, right? See, One Piece, notice how, like, maybe your heart rate is escalating because you're watching your own argument collapse upon itself? The reality of the matter, as somebody who studied theology in the area of the Levantine religions, there's no evidence of anything in the Bible. That's why faith is so important. You have to believe it happened without the evidence. Now, even Christian scholars agree with me. This is simply something that you're incapable of coming to terms with because it makes you uncomfortable. That's okay. One day, when you grow and you're older, you will understand. But that should be it for me. I'm going to call it quits on the stream and play some games. Before we go, I want to remind you to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and donate $7,000 to the channel. We also sell merch down below if you want to get yourself one of these Valenti Videos mugs or some of the hoodies or shirts or anything like this sort. There's also a link to 20% off on Ground News down below if you're interested in parsing through Ground News. Let's get some last views at the chat before we do go. Not much, not much. Excuse me. Which Christian scholar says this? Every single one of them. Anyway, guys.